Well, good morning, everyone. It's been, I think, a month or so since I've done a video. Today, we are doing a project with the camper. That project is installing a window on the side door. So if you guys haven't seen the buzz in the Facebook groups, we're not going to get too far into it because Kyle hasn't released it, but they are coming out with a V2 camper, sounds like this fall. I've had a chance to check it out myself personally a couple times now. The overall camper itself is not changing shape or anything, but there's actually quite a few changes coming with the V2. One of those changes, you can get a window on your side door, and after looking at the camper, you will not be able to swap doors from the V1 to a V2 camper. They've completely changed the hinge setup. So something's been on my mind for a while, but now that I know I can't swap over whenever they decide to add windows, we're gonna add a window today. My only option is on passenger side, which is fine because that's the side that I sit on. The one downside is a diesel heater port. I thought about swapping my doors side to side. I think you could do that with these, but I don't really feel like doing that today. So we're not going to. But I will be removing this handle because I'm putting the door or the window right where that handle's at. And I will redesign a handle for the inside for if I need to open it, I can open my back door and reach inside and open it. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a frame here. And then we'll be taking the handle out. We'll be cutting a hole in this. So I'm just going to basically, the same way that they do it, double side tape some extrusion on the inside. That'll be my frame. This window, let me set you guys down here so I can kind of hold it up. If you guys are familiar with the Arctic Turn windows, this is the Amazon version of that. Basically it's a double paned acrylic window. You open up the latches and then you have infinite adjustability of how far open you open it or close it. You can actually lock it partially cracked if you need airflow while you're driving. And then yeah, closes down. And then it's got this on the inside. So you have basically a blackout curtain or a screen, or you can do half and half. I'm sure many of you guys have seen the Arctic Turn windows, or you can leave it fully open. So this will extrude into the camper about 2.5 inches when everything's said and done. So I will lose a little bit of interior space, but that's fine because it's on a slanted door. You can't really use that space anyways. So I went through, cut some extrusion, put some tape on it that basically fits the interior frame of the window. The Arctic Turn and a lot of the other ones you can actually buy to mount to van walls, so basically nothing. This is an RV window, so the minimum mounting depth is 1 inch. So 1 inch extrusion will make up my frame to sandwich just between the door. This window is 13 pounds, so it's not super heavy. It definitely will be an additional weight, but I'll be cutting out that section of the door, so I'm hoping it'll offset a little bit. Worst case, we can get some new struts. I have the updated corners, so I'm not worried about the doors falling off. I've never had the door fall off ever. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in, remove the side handle and the carpet, and then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount up the frame in there first. I 90'd or 45'd the corners, so I'll have sharp corners. You won't actually be able to see these corners because once I get everything mounted, I'm going to design and 3D print basically an interior trim ring that the shade can screw to, because the shade's got to screw in, and I obviously don't have inch thick walls, so I can't really screw into the Lone Peak doors, and it'll make it look more finished. So yeah, I'm gonna remove the door handle and the cables. I'm gonna pull the carpet off the door, then we'll get these mounted up, we'll measure it, and then we'll start cutting the hole in the wall and hope for the best. If not, I will be ordering a new door for the camper. So let's get going. All right, so I went through, cut all the carpet out. I did this all off camera. Well, part of it I did on camera, but I double-sided taped the frame up there, so that's on there nice and good now. I took the bolts and everything off of the handle. The handle I think is epoxied to the door. I can't get it off, which is fine. I'll just cut around. One thing I noticed, I was gonna save all this stuff, but I'll have to buy some new bicycle cable. They must crimp the ends on both sides after everything is installed because the holes are not big enough to get the crimped ends through, which is unfortunate. So I'll have to cut these at some point. I may just bolt this. Once I get the window in, I might just bolt this down to the T-channel across here for now. Actually, I can't do that because the window goes over there. So this is the window inside piece, trim piece that holds the window in. I test fitted it. Got about a 1/16 of an inch of play, so it's perfect. And then once the window's in, this will be basically clamping everything together. So this fits perfect now. So now I've got to muster up the courage. I need to figure out the radius of this corner here. I don't have any hole saws big enough for that, so I'll have to freehand that. But everything else will basically be cut. The reason I did the frame is I can cut along the frame down the sides. I just have to figure out what the corners are. So I keep 3M tape in stock. Some of my products use it. Seems to be pretty close to the radius of this inside corner. So I think I'll be close enough. I'm gonna double check on the window really quick to make sure that even if I cut it too big, it'll overlap. All right, took a shipping label, cut the edge corner out. Now I can just peel that off, stick it in each corner, line it up with the straight sides. Perfect. Nice thing is if I can't see the white, if I just take my heat gun to it, it'll turn the shipping label black. So I'm gonna go do the other 3 corners. So I'll be right back with you guys. All right, guys, this is where it gets expensive. Oh, man. Let's start about here. All right, that'll be a start hole. Gonna try to make the least amount of mess as possible here. Gotta be careful that I don't cut my awning. Let's go down first. Man. Like half debating on if this would be easier if I just closed the door and did it from the inside. Let's try that. I got this one trimmed to corner here. Let's go. Let's get, if we can, get that plug out of here. Let's go up to here. Definitely be detailing the inside of this camper when I'm all done. I think we've got all the straight cuts done. I'm going to probably go get my air saw and hook up a jigsaw blade to it. I'm also going to go grab my vacuum, get this vacuumed out. All right, found a jigsaw blade for my Sawzall. There she is. Let's go outside and take a look, boys and girls. Well, this will either be the best mod I've done or the worst decision I've made. One of the two. Oh, I got a little bit of a something there. Let's get that off, and then I'll have to figure out how to get the rest of that handle piece off. I should be able to just chisel it off. It'll all be covered. Last cut. Maybe. There she is. I'm gonna get cleaned up, get a vacuum, get all this stuff as vacuumed as I can, and air it off, and then I'll be back with you guys here in a few minutes. All right, guys. There's the hole. I have not test fitted it yet. I just went around with my little mini sander polisher with some 120 just to clean the edges up. It's not a perfectly straight hole, but everything's gonna be covered in trim, so I'm not 100% worried about it. But all right, here goes nothing. Damn near perfect. Oh, that's gonna be sweet. Let me get this filter off, you guys. Ah, there we go. Didn't realize I had my filter on. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna get this camera plugged in because my battery's almost dead, and then we'll start screwing this together and getting it mounted permanently or semi-permanently. All right, guys. So there's the window. Pulled the covering off of it. I had to go through the screws they sent. I think I used all of them. Were too long, so I had to go through and cut off about 1/4 inch of each screw so I could tighten it into the frame here. That's it from the inside. Now I've got to work on getting the other piece on. I'm going to cut this handle off because the tension of it hanging is opening the latches. So I'm going to go cut the ends off of that, and then we'll keep moving. All right, we'll see how much I can get recorded. My battery thing's saying I have no battery and no solar input, so I think something must be funky with my solar panels or my controller, so I'll dig into that later tomorrow. A little bit of a scratch there. So I set this up just to take a look at it, and the frame I made is the exact same size as this. So I'm gonna go through and drill some small holes, throw some screws in there. Actually won't be able, well, might be able to do the bottom one there. But yeah, and then we'll get the corners on, and then we'll be basically done with this. So, all right, so in the corners, I just drilled a hole where the screws mount into the extrusion, and then ran the screw in each corner. And these corners just clip on. And we're basically done. I got a vacuum clean up, but the window itself is all good to go. So we've got a screen here that clips in. We've got a shade that comes down, or you can do half and half or whatever you want to do. And then the windows here, you can open it basically wherever you want. And then, like I said, you can close it almost all the way and latch it down. I assume that's to get some airflow in here. There's like a little double ledge here, so you can do it on the far side to keep it tight, or just slightly in. Actually turned out a lot better than I thought. It only took me, actually, I haven't looked at the clock, but it's 10:30 right now. I started about 8:30, so only 2 hours, so not bad at all. And that's it from the outside. Now we'll wait for the rain to come and see if it leaks. But we got a couple weeks before any rain hits, so this will at least be nice for the trip. Worst case, we'll pull it off and I'll throw some butyl behind there, but there is a rubber seal behind it. So yeah, that's about the same size lengthwise as the Lone Peak one they're going to add. This is taller. Theirs is a slider. This one's a pop out, so you actually get more usable space. Has a built-in, like I said, shade and screen. And take a gander at it from the inside real quick here. So it definitely sticks in a little bit, but I mean, it's no further in than the sides of the doors, so not bad at all. I'll catch you guys in a couple days when JT and I are out on a trip. Later.